not a gamer, and I know nothing about Zelda. The only game I ever played is Stardew Valley and a short hike. Probably this wasn't a good idea. Monsters scare me. Puzzles confuse me. And heights terrify me. So my first problem was already the camera. Moving that and the character was confusing. I approached this glowing thing and it gave me some kind of tablet. I found chests with clothing. Finally, I wasn't naked. Here, I took a barrel with me for some reason.
Link, you are the light.
I had no idea what I was doing, but I held onto my friend, the barrel. No! After this, I learned to climb the wall and saw this. Wow. I started doing what I know best, picking up sticks and mushrooms. The branch turned out to be a weapon too. At one point, I discovered I could climb a tree, so I got all the way to the top. I felt like the queen of the world. Then, the voice spoke to me again.
Head for the point marked on the map in your Sheikah slate.
That's when the minimap appeared, and it was my first time ever seeing one. I found it really disorienting. I kept struggling with the joysticks too. It's not as easy as it looks. I was able to pick up some apples from a tree, but then I came across an old man by a campfire. He was pretty mysterious. He told me we were in the Great Plateau. Apparently, the kingdom had been destroyed 100 years ago. All of this made me hungry, so I grabbed a roasted apple, but the old man got mad. It was just a joke, and everything was fine. I opened the menu and realized I could hold full, so I placed an apple on the fire and it started to roast. I tried to grab it, but I kept going forward, when all of a sudden, a friend! No! It was not friendly! I used my branch as a weapon, fighting back. I thought it wanted to talk. I guess I played too much Stardew Valley. The monster dropped some kind of jelly, but I have no idea what's for. I was really scared now. I only had stick for weapons. I observed more monsters, until one of them discovered me. It punched me, and I went flying, knocked out. This is not cozy at all. My branch broke, and started yelling and paused the game. No! I had no idea what to do. This is really hard. I ran until I found a woodcutter axe. Luckily, the creature stopped chasing me, but I wanted revenge. So I went back and smashed it. I killed it. I'm not used to these big monsters. I am not letting go of this axe, no matter what. Another slime showed up, but this time I gave it what it deserved. The objective kept telling me to go somewhere, but there were monsters. Can I just be a farmer? I was surrounded, okay? I took a deep breath. I can't do this. I arrived at the mission marker. I wasn't sure if this was the right place. Turns out, I was actually on the top of a structure. I took the chance to look around. It was so pretty. I even saw a monster camp. I have fear of heights, by the way. I tried jumping down, and I got really dizzy in real life. I found a little thing when I could place my tablet. What the hell? I was able to place my tablet into some kind of pedestal. Then, a substance fell onto it, which revealed the map of the region. Then the voice again. It told me to try to remember.
You have been asleep for the past 100 years.
Some kind of dark spirit was surrounding the castle. The voice told me I had to hurry before it was too late. Too late for what? I don't know. With this, I completed my objective. I was so scared of falling. I found something that said climb down, and very slowly I started making my way down. Don't look down, don't look down. Okay, almost there. Out of nowhere, the old man appeared with a paraglider. He told me that towers had emerged all across the land. The old man showed me the castle. The dark spirit was called Calamity Ganon. He brought ruin to the kingdom. That was not the only problem. We were in this isolated plateau. There was no way down. The old man agreed to give his paraglider in exchange for some treasure nearby. I needed to go to this glowing structure to find it. I started heading there, but there was a lot of water, and I didn't know if I could could swim. I was really scared of dying, but after moving the camera, I realized I could just walk around it. I hoped not to find any more goblins, but... Luckily, the goblins didn't chase me this time. Here, I also discovered that I could crouch. This way I could maybe avoid fighting. That's it! I'm going to play the entire game like this. I finally reached the shrine and used the Sheikah Slate again. The floor started glowing and the door opened. I was able to go inside. This was called the Magnesis Trial. This place was huge. I stood there staring at everything. I can't believe what I'm doing just for a paraglider. I found another little spot where I could place the slate. This time, I unlocked a power, Magnesis. I could manipulate metallic objects now. I used it to move giant metal plates from the floor and discover a hole. Thankfully, there was a ladder I could use. This passage led me to another section of the shrine. I used my new power again. The camera was still hard to control for me, but little by little I was getting used to it. I pulled a metal cube out and used it to push some blocks away. On the other side, I found a robot monster! This one had a laser! It's so hard moving the camera, aiming, attacking, running, all at the same time. It's so much information and so stressful, but I did it! The monster dropped a screw, which I pick up of course. After the fight, I grab a metal object and slowly drag it around so I could use it as a bridge. It took me so long trying to line it up properly. At the end, there was a huge door that I didn't know how to open. I used the metal thing to see if I could push it, but nothing. I'm really bad at puzzles. Do I really want the paraglider? While I was in the water, I activated my power and then realized I could have opened the door with this the whole time. Okay, now the door was open, but the problem was getting back up. I used the metal cube from before to climb onto the platform. Finally, I completed the shrine. Here I found the creator of the trial. It was like a statue talking to me. I have no idea what he said, but he gave me something. A spirit orb. This was the treasure I was looking for. The old man appeared gliding at the exit. Finally, I'm gonna get the paraglider! What? 3 more shrines? The old man lied to me. Now I had to give him 3 more treasures. Ugh. He told me to go up to the tower to see their locations. Thankfully, I was able to use the tablet and fast travel there. Here, I learned to use the scope of my tablet to mark the shrines I could see. I opened the map and realized how huge this area was. There was so much stuff. The worst part was having to climb down the tower. Here we go again. I respawned back at the shrine and had to teleport again, listen to the old man, mark everything, and go down. This time super carefully. I did it! I stared into the distance, proud of myself. It was time to go to the next shrine. I was struggling to understand the minimap, so I stayed crouched the entire time, because I was so scared. At first, nothing seemed dangerous. Everything looked so beautiful. I love the sound of the wind and the birds singing. But at the same time, I was prepared for the worst. I started climbing a tree to get a better view of the area, although the leaves got in the way and I ended up falling down. But then, I ran into this! A machine! It had a laser! How do I fight this? This is too dangerous. Who said this was cozy? All of this for a paraglider. No, thank you. I'm not used to things trying to kill me. I am in pain. I tried again. This time I managed to go all the way around and climb up a wall instead. Skeletons! What is this game? Ah! I got knocked down. And the worst part, they didn't die. They kept rebuilding. By mistake, I threw my axe onto the ground. You have no idea how stressed I was. Somehow, I managed to activate the shrine and get inside. Here I unlock a new rune, the power to spawn bombs and detonate them. I used one to blow up some stone blocks. Then, I did the same thing with some other rocks and discovered a treasure chest with a traveler's claymore inside. At first, I didn't understand what the numbers meant. 3, 10? I had no idea. This is a completely new language for me. Even the bombs scared me. Every time I detonated one, I made sure to stand really far away. Then I found a moving platform. I placed a bomb on it, but it just fell to the floor. Somehow though, I still managed to clear the way. The next room was much bigger. What is this? Just tell me where to buy seats. At one point, I got launched by some mechanism, which took me to another chest, which had amber inside. Then I found another spot where I could place a bomb, and it blew up some more rocks. Another shrine completed. As I left the place, there were no more skeletons. Phew, I needed to relax a bit, so I just started cutting grass with my sword. I need to make a farm. To avoid any more trouble, I used fast travel to get out of there. I carefully snuck around some goblins. I was so terrified of them, I didn't want them near me. On my way, I reached the Temple of Time. The whole place was destroyed. There was a statue, which I prayed to, but it told me to conquer the rest of the shrines, to gain great power. I came here to pray, not to get even more challenges. Through one of the windows, I spotted a little squirrel. So cute. I couldn't resist, so I went to see it. Unfortunately, they got scared. I then tried climbing the temple to see if I could find anything. I think I'm slowly getting better at this. The good news, there was a chest up there. I found a soldier's bow. I didn't have any arrows though. And the worst problem was, how do I get down? Why did I do this? Very slowly, I started climbing down. Finally, I headed towards the red pin of my minimap. The thing is, I got a warning. It was too cold. This was a snowy area. As I look around, I found some spicy pepper. It said it could raise body temperature, so I ate one, but I don't think it worked. I started losing health in the cold. I guess I had to cook it first. So I decided to fast travel back to the beginning, to use the old man's campfire. The problem was, I couldn't cook the peppers. Maybe I was missing something. I tried looking around for anything that could help me. At one point, I found some suspicious rock, so I decided to place a bomb there. It took a couple tries, but it worked. I found a hidden chest with another amber inside. I also ran into another camp full of goblins. But you know what? I was done running. This time, I was going to fight them. I couldn't believe I actually beat them. I was so relieved. It's probably nothing, but for me it was intense. I only played Stardew Valley before. I looted the entire camp, even the same arrows the goblins shot at me, and the meat over the campfire. I could also pass the time there. Also, I found some opal inside the chest. I still have no idea what these do. There were a bunch of hearts around too. One of them improved stealth, another gave extra hearts. At one point, I stopped near a lake, just to admire how beautiful everything was. Honestly, I kinda wanna build a little house and just end the video. The sound of the waters, the birds, it was so pretty. Since night was close, and I'm terrified of the skeletons, I decided to sleep at the campfire. The next morning, I had some apples for breakfast and set off to explore. Here I found a giant skull. Well, it was a cave shaped like a skull. I probably shouldn't go in there. Nearby, there was another campfire and more creatures! Before entering, I checked out a crate I found nearby. It had some apples and acorns, but then this led me to a small path I decided to follow. To my surprise, I ran into two big rocks near the edge, and below, more monsters! I tried pushing one of the rocks and it actually crushed one of them. The others ran around in panic. I kept pushing more rocks, taking them all down. Eventually, I ignored them and climbed around the side instead. I found another camp and I decided to stop running and fight. I tried shooting arrows from far away, but my range wasn't good enough, so I decided to sneak closer instead. I managed to shoot the guy with the horn! The others didn't hear anything. I carefully approached the group, but I was not good at aiming. The funniest part was that they will go right back to dancing after their friends died. I killed the last one by my claymore, but I did it! I even found a cooking pot. I cooked the spicy peppers, which gives cold resistance for a few minutes. I made dish after dish. I was so happy, I even realized I could hold multiple ingredients at once, which made the meals heal way more hearts. After hours of cooking, look at everything I made! The next day, I found another goblin camp and managed to defeat them all. Little by little, I was getting better. It was time to enter the snowy region. So, I ate the spicy peppers I'd made. This area had a broken bridge. I tried crossing and I got frustrated, so I started looking for another way, until eventually I spotted a raft. I got closer and found some items. A korok leaf. Interesting. I also found wood. A lot of wood. The problem with the raft was that, once again, it was in a really hard place to reach. I kept moving through the snow, until I finally reached a ledge, and slowly climbed down. My cold resistance ran out, just as I reached the next shrine. This one was the Stasis Trial. I placed my tablet into the pedestal and gained a new power. I could stop the flow of time for an object. I used it to freeze a gear, so I could walk over a bridge. It scared me so much. The second part was even worse. A giant boulder was rolling down a slide. I wasn't really sure what to do, so I waited for it to calm down and tried stopping it, which was harder than I expected. I even tried freezing the boulder head-on, but it went wrong. I managed to stop the ball, but I accidentally threw my axe to the ground. I forgot all the controls. I stayed crouched by accident too, which made it even harder to move quickly. But then, I did it. I found an iron sledgehammer, and also noticed another giant ball, but I couldn't move it. While trying to figure out what to do, I spotted a chest I hadn't seen before, so I took a deep breath and went for it. I did it! I opened the chest and found a traveler's shield. Woohoo! Then I finally went back to the other boulder. I used the new power and hit it a lot. It went flying. Finally, I won another spirit orb. I was so happy, but as I left the shrine, more skeletons! The Warhammer was amazing. It destroyed them in a single hit. I decided to climb up a wall to escape, and to my surprise, I found another hammer. I was freezing again, by the way. I love how Link reacts when he's cold. It's so cute. I ate more hot food. But after looking at the map, I realized I could just teleport away. So that's exactly what I did. Normal snow, please. On my way to the last shrine, I saw something in the distance. After some climbing, I found these weird cubes. I wasn't sure if there were treasures or what. I thought maybe I had to destroy them, but that didn't work. Eventually, I realized I could complete one of them, and a little creature appeared. His name was Korok. It was one of the children of the forest. He gave me a Korok seed and asked me to deliver it to someone named Hestu. It also told me there were even more friends hiding all over the world. I continued my journey. Oh no, more monsters! I grabbed my bow and started shooting them. I got a headshot twice! I can't believe it. I'm actually improving, until I got scared and they threw things at me. I ran away to the nearest campfire. The problem was, I ran out of spicy peppers, so I made other stuff. This is officially my favorite part of the game, cooking. I finally went towards the water. Here, I found a giant metal plate. I could move it with my power and use that as a bridge. Now, it was a race against time. My core resistance was running out, and I kept running and running, trying to find the shrine. Every second mattered. I can't even explain how much stress I felt, but in the end, I did it! I reached the final shrine, the Cryonist Trial! This time, I gained the power to create a pillar of ice from a water surface. It took me a while to figure out what to do. I didn't realize I could place the pillars under me. At one point, I spawned a ton of them, and had no idea how to destroy them. Even jumping off the pillars gave me vertigo, by the way. The second part was even worse. There was some kind of gate blocking the way forward. I kept trying to jump over it, but it wasn't working. It took me a long time. I mean, a really long time. But eventually, I realized I had to use the pillar to lift the gate itself. But then, another robot! After all that effort, I was finally at the end of the shrine. I spotted a chest, but I was way too stressed. I didn't even try reaching it, and just like that, I got the final orb I needed. When I left, the old man appeared again. He told me to imagine an X on my map, with the 4 shrines as the endpoints, and find the spot where the lines intersected. He would meet me there. Not again! Ugh. I opened the map. The location seemed to be the Temple of Time, so I teleported there, and ran all the way over. On the way, I killed another goblin with a headshot. I'm getting better, until there was another one, and I missed 2 warrels in a row, so forget what I just said. I finally reached the statue and prayed one more time. I could now choose between increasing my hearts or my stamina. Obviously, I chose more hearts. Then, the old man appeared. He told me to climb to the roof. This guy never stopped. The old man was actually the king, but only his spirit remained. The cutscene was really long.
The princess survived to face Ganon alone.
Link, you are our final hope. The fate of Hyrule rests with you.
He finally gave me the paraglider! The old man faded away. Now I was supposed to meet someone named Impa in Kakariko village to prepare to fight Calamity Ganon. Me? Against those? Are you sure about that? Tell me in the comments if you really want to watch me suffer. Anyway, the moment had finally arrived. I walked to the edge of the region and jumped. I made it to the Hyrule Kingdom!